What's going on, guys? It's Kyle back with another video on my powerlifting journey here. Today I'll be covering my squat workout that actually was today and just going over a few things with my squat that I'm having issues with and just letting you know how I'm trying to work through them. So this is actually my 5th week of the powerlifting program that I'm running. Um, I'm not going to get you caught up on everything that from the last 4 weeks, but this is week 5, and I will have a recap of the entire week at the end here. So it basically goes. This program is like 2 weeks on a deload, and then 2 weeks on again. So it gives you a little break in between because it working with heavy weights and actually pushing yourself, having high intensity, does tax the body pretty good. So by the end of those 2 weeks, surprisingly enough, I'm ready for that deload, and it's useful and needed. So let's see. I've been low bar squatting for the last 4 weeks, and back when I was squatting, I preferred low bar because I was stronger at it, even though it did cause me bicep issues. So these last 4 weeks, I have been low bar squatting, and this week, well, I should say last week, my bicep pain got so bad that it really was affecting my bench. I could tell. I mean, I did have the deload week, so it was nice to have that, but even just 225 for my light sets was just wrecking my arms. It's unbearable. It really is. So I started watching some videos on YouTube. I actually came across Max, I think it's Aita. He was on Mark Bell's Powercast, and he did a video with Mark Bell on how to squat. Because Mark Bell apparently has problems squatting too, but even though he's a monster, he's not good at squatting. So Max Aita was there showing him how to squat, and Mark has to go higher bar too because of, I think you said, some shoulder issues or something like that. So I started to think, well, maybe I'll give this a shot and try what Max was teaching Mark. I'll link that video down below too, so if anyone has the same issues as me, you guys can take a look at it. Pretty much what it is a slightly higher bar position, and instead of really sitting back, which you hear a lot about for low bar squats, to sit back into the squat, which I always did. Instead of that, you just break straight at the knees and you keep the tension on the quads while you're coming out of the hole. Again, for more detail, I'll shoot that link in the comments below, or in the description below, so you guys can check it out. So last week was week 4, and it had 5 sets of 4 for my squat, with 3 working sets and an RPE of 7. So nothing crazy heavy, but still pushing yourself. And I got up to a whopping 365 pounds for my squat, and that was low bar. Now, normally, when you transition to high bar from low bar, you're going to sacrifice some weight, which I was okay with because I need to be able to squat and I need to be able to bench, and if I can't get rid of the bicep pain, I can't do either. So I went with high bar, or higher bar today, and I managed to get 375 for my top sets of 4. So I beat last week's weight in a more compromised position, I guess you'd say, since it's high bar versus low bar. Let's see. I do have some training footage for you guys. I'll throw that up at the end. All I did was I recorded my top sets of squats. After that, I did some piston squats with a safety bar, which takes the bicep pain completely out of it. You're not pushing yourself back there. You're not holding the weight with your arms, which I know you're not supposed to do with low bar squat, but I just cannot get it to not do that. I really think the problem is when I set the bar on that shelf back there, you make right there. It still slides down my back, and when it slides down your back, the only thing to hold that up is your arms. So I don't know if I was putting it too low or whatever. I don't chalk my back because we're not supposed to use chalk at the gym, but even though I do use it for deadlifts, throwing it on the entire bar for squats is a little bit more obvious. So that's where I'm at with my squat workout. I got up to, like I said, 375 for my top sets of 4, and then I went over to the safety squat bar and worked with, I want to say 295 for 5 sets of 5 piston squats. So a piston squat is so when you start here, instead of going all the way up to full lockout, you keep the tension on your quads. So it's supposed to be a really good quad builder, and it burns, man. It's insane that using less range of motion would make it feel so much more difficult, but you don't get that break at the top. So I did those. After was some glute ham raises and some leg extensions. So that was about it. Following this will be my top sets, and then that's about it. If you guys like the video, be sure to like it, comment, subscribe, and lift on.